Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. I got mail. So, Hani from Alexandria Fragrances and Dave, who heads up the UK Alexandria operation, they got in touch with me and said, "Hey Chris, we'd like to send you some stuff to try." So I said, okay, let's do it. I really enjoy Alexandria's stuff. I find it to be of high quality. Some of their inspirations are amazing, and also some of their original creations, two of which I'll be talking about in this video today. This is more of a first impressions video, not an unboxing video. Whilst I think it's great that Alexandria's fragrances come in boxes, I think it just adds to the overall quality, and I think it's more about the safe transport rather than the actual presentation. But the boxes are pretty cool, and the reason why I'm not going to put you through an unboxing on this video, whilst they fit nice and snugly in the boxes, which is great because they arrive to you really safely, to get them out of the box is not the most elegant thing to do on camera. So they're already out of the box and I've given them all a wearing or two. I'm going to give you my first impressions. There's some inspirations and there's some originals here. So the ones that I really enjoy of these, I'll probably do a full review at some point. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start with some samples first and quickly get through these. The first one is Interplay. This is an inspiration of MFK's Baccarat Rouge. I'm going to spray them on test strips just to remind myself of the openings of all of them. And you know, this is just gorgeous. I don't own Baccarat Rouge 540. I have smelled it in Liberty in London and I was really impressed. From what I can remember from smelling it there, this smells really close. I get a lovely, sweet, milky creaminess. Not really much more I can say to describe the fragrance. It's relatively linear on me. It doesn't develop that much, but it is beautifully sweet. It's described as having a candy floss sweetness, but it's definitely not overly sweet. It's not a cloying sweet. It's a beautiful, full-bodied fragrance, and even though there doesn't seem to be a massive amount of complexity going on in this, you just keep coming back for more. It's quite an addictive scent. I'm not quite sure what is in this to have that almost addictive quality. My wife actually wore this before I did. The day they arrived, we were going out for an anniversary meal, so I asked her if she'd like to wear it. She tried a few and she decided that she really liked Interplay out of all of these. She put it on and all night I was just getting gorgeous wafts coming off my wife, and I just thought, yeah, this is a special scent. She enjoyed it, I loved it, really impressed with Interplay. So if you like Baccarat Rouge 540 from MFK, might be one worth looking at. So I do also have the X-Straight of that one, which seems pretty popular because at the moment this is sold out on the website. I've tried these side by side and off just first impressions. In terms of the scent itself, doesn't seem to be a massive difference to me. I was kind of getting the same vibe off both of them. I wasn't really detecting too much of a difference, but in terms of the performance, I actually got a bit of a louder performance, so there's a bit more projection off Interplay, and I felt Interplay lasted longer, which is not what I was expecting. I thought the X-Straight would probably last longer on skin, but for some reason the Eau de Parfum seemed to last longer. Whether that was just me and my skin, maybe I need to give it a few more wearings, but both beautiful scents. If you want the projection, if you want to get noticed, then I would probably say that the EDP of Interplay would maybe be the one to have a look at. Next, let's look at Hysteria. Now, I believe this one is based on Givenchy Intense from 1993. I'm not sure if that's discontinued or not, but I'm not familiar with that scent. First time I sprayed this, came off as a bit green in the opening, so I'm not the biggest fan of green scents. I don't mind them, but it's not the scent profile that I'm as much drawn towards as some of the either fresher scents or the darker, sweeter, tobacco style leathery scents. But I sprayed this on my skin and not a big fan at first, but then the more it settled on my skin, it smoothed out, it became sweeter, and I just kept smelling it and finding it really pleasant. And in the end, as it dried down, I really enjoyed it. So if you know Givenchy's Intense from 1993 and you feel like you want to have some of that on your skin, then Hysteria is a really nice one. The next one I'm going to look at is Royalty, which is based on Creed's Royal Oud. Royal Oud gets a lot of love, a lot of people really enjoy that fragrance, and this is beautiful. Royal Oud for me maybe just has a little bit more of a potent, punchy opening. This is a little bit smoother, a little bit sweeter, but definitely has that Royal Oud DNA. It's elegant, it's regal, really smooth, and beautiful, beautiful scent. So really looking forward to wearing Loyalty. If you're a fan of Royal Oud, definitely worth having a look at that one. Let's get into the full bottles. The first one I'm going to look at is 1981X, which is an inspiration of Xerjoff's Naxos. If you love tobacco, incense, and you've not tried Naxos, I'm sure you'll really enjoy it. I've worn this one a couple of times, and just like Naxos, it has that gorgeous sweet honeyed tobacco. It's got some citruses in there, so it really lifts off the skin. The original Naxos gives me amazing performance. This one does too. I get around 3 to 4 hours of projection, and then it stays on my skin for a long time. So 12, 13 hours, if not more. Really lasts well on my skin. I haven't worn Naxos a lot recently. I tend to wear it in the cooler months, although some people do say it works really well in the warmer months because of the citrus in there, and it's got some lavender. For me, tobacco scents are my go-to fall or autumn and winter scents, so really looking forward to wearing this. Smells really close to Naxos. I get great performance. If you love Naxos, which is very expensive, then 1981X is worth checking out. On to the next one, which is called Africano. This is based on Byredo's Bal d'Afrique. I don't own that one. I've had a sniff in store, really enjoyed it, and I can see what all the fuss is about. This seems to be the fragrance from the House of Byredo that gets the most love, I would say. This is the one that gets the most talked about, and it is beautiful. From what I can remember, this smells really, really close to it. You get a nice, juicy citrus blast in the opening of it, but it also has some depth. There's some woods in there. So it's quite a muscular fragrance, this one. So to get those muscular citrusy fragrance, I really enjoy that because you can wear them in the summer, you can wear them in the cooler months as well. Performance-wise, this one on the one wearing I've had, the one full wearing, lasted really well. I got great projection around 2 to 3 hours again, and I had it as a skin scent for 10 hours plus. Really enjoyed that one. Looking forward to wearing that one more as well. Looking forward to wearing all of these more, actually. The next one is Forbidden Plum, and this is a take on Tom Ford's Plum Japonais from the Private Blend. Smelt that one in the Tom Ford store in Covent Garden. Really enjoy the note of plum in fragrances. The more I'm encountering fragrances that have plum in, the more I'm thinking plum is a note that I really enjoy. So those dark fruits, red fruits, really work well, especially with resinous woods, and I think this one does have that because you've got that dark fruit note, you've got the depth of woods as well. And yeah, this one's got a bit of attitude. It's got a little bite to it. Great one for the fall and autumn and the winter. Really impressed with that so far. I've had one full wearing of that, so I'm looking forward to giving that one some more wearings. If you like Plum Japonais, then Forbidden Plum could be for you. Now we're on to the last two bottles, and they're both original creations. So the first one I have is Hawaii Volcano Intense. Interesting one, this. So this is a flanker to Alexandria's Hawaii Volcano, which was an inspiration or clone of Creed's Virgin Island Water. Really enjoyed Hawaii Volcano. Very popular fragrance for Alexandria. I think they sold out a few times. It did really well. A great summer fragrance. It's got that real lovely juiciness, the coconut and the lime, that nice exotic tropical feel. And you get that from this one as well. You get that same DNA. Because this is called Intense, I was expecting this to just have a bit more bite to it, but actually I find it's a little more rounded than Hawaii Volcano. There's an added note of mandarin, I believe, in this one, and mandarin is a fruit To me, that is smooth and sweet and doesn't have a tart or sharpness to it. And you get that in this fragrance. I think it just smooths everything out. So rather than being more intense than Hawaii Volcano, it just seems a little more refined, and as I say, smoother seems to be the word that keeps coming to mind for this one. So rather than it being called Hawaii Volcano Intense, I would probably say Hawaii Volcano Noir maybe would have been a good word for this, because I think the original would be great to wear as that nice, bright, fun day scent, and this one would be a great interpretation of that same DNA but for an evening scent. So Hawaii Volcano Intense is really nice. Surprised me actually, that one, in a good way. Last but definitely not least is Hafez 1984. Hani has put his name on this one, so this goes to show how proud of it he is, and he's told me that he is. I've told him that I love this one. This is a real beauty. If you like tobacco in fragrances, if you like a bit of a boozy note, if you like the dark fruits accord, there's a hint of leather, although it's not too strong. There's creamy, sweet vanilla. Everything just balances really well in this one. This is just a beauty. Has a feel of a Parfums de Marly fragrance, and when I say that, I mean it has that kind of thick luxury feel to it. It lasts really well. The performance of this, again, is fantastic. I generally find that the composition of Alexandria's fragrances usually lends itself to fantastic performance. I've never experienced one of Alexandria's that hasn't given me really good performance. And yeah, this is no exception. Hafez 1984 is a lovely composition, and I'm really impressed that this is an original, and I'm very happy that my favourite of the bunch of these is an original fragrance as well. I can highly recommend Hafez 1984. I will do a full review of this one. I'll go into it in a little bit more depth and explain to you in more detail why I really enjoy this one. Hani said, let's do a giveaway. So Hani's very kindly offered to give away 2 bottles of this. If you want to win this, all you have to do is leave a comment down below and you'll be in it to win it. Just one thing that you need to know, whilst this competition is open internationally, if you're in the US, you'll get this for free, okay, with free shipping. If you're based anywhere else in the world, shipping costs can be quite high if Hani's doing these giveaways. So he's just asked that if you're a winner outside of the US, that you would pay the shipping costs. If that's a problem and you don't think it's worth paying the shipping costs, then that's fine. Just write down in the comments, if you leave a comment, that you're not bothered about being entered into the giveaway. But if you're outside of the US, you will just pay the shipping on this one. Okay, that's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed seeing my first impressions of these offerings from Alexandria. I've really enjoyed checking them out. If you've got any comments, any questions about any of these fragrances, please leave a comment down below. If you've tried any of these, I'd love to hear your thoughts on those. Before I go, I just want to say that if you did want to buy any of these from either Alexandria Fragrances in the USA, or if you want to use Alexandria UK, then there is a discount code which will give you 20% off. It's MENTAL1. I'll leave a link to Alexandria's website in the description down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a great day, and until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.